Hi, hello everyone. Hey, before we get started with our writing lesson today, let's go get a good look at Luna over here. Luna's taking a little nap. So let's see if we can get a look at her. Hi, Luna. How are you? You taking a nap? Luna's been playing a lot, so she's tired. And kittens are like babies. They need to sleep a lot. I mean, cats sleep a lot anyhow, but especially little cats that have been running around and playing like crazy. Say hello, Luna. Up here. Up here. Say hello. You see everybody? Okay. I just wanted to show you that. I know that was entirely not necessary to this lesson, but I did want you to get a look at Luna. All right. So, for our lesson today, we're going to talk about informational writing, but we're going to do it. The subject is trees, which we've been learning about. Let me go ahead and turn a light on here so this gets lit up a little better. Okay, we've been learning about trees. Now, we had two things that have come home. Why trees are important. Okay, and the next thing that came home was tree study definitions. Okay, now this would be more about the parts of trees, what functions they have on the tree. Like, for example, the trunk is the main stem of the tree that carries water and minerals to the rest of the branches. The tree's tough outer layer that protects it from harmful insects and diseases is the bark. Okay, we know that a lot of trees have a really thick bark, but they are, to think about it, to protect. They're like an outer protective layer to protect trees from animals and insects. Okay, and then there's this other packet, which is about why trees are important. Okay, now I've chosen to do my writing on this one. I want you to choose one or the other. Okay, either all about the physical characteristics of trees or why trees are important to us. Now I've chosen this one, so I'm just going to put this one down and I'm going to work off of this. Okay, so let's go through my writing here. Okay, ready? I'm going to read it first and then I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay, ready? Trees are important to us for these reasons. Trees help make our air cleaner by removing some pollutants from the air. They grow nuts, fruits, flowers, and berries that feed living species like people, insects, and animals. Trees provide shelter and homes for humans, insects, and animals. These are reasons why trees are important. Now let's go over a few of these words that you may not know. Pollutants, I think you might know. Luna, do you want to go out? She's sitting at the door. She's looking. Do you want to go out? Do you want to go out there? Yeah. She hears something. She hears something that's catching her attention. It's probably our other cat, Tucker. So pollutants are something that's in the air that we can't see. Like if you live near a factory, you might see some stuff coming out of the stack of the factory. Inside of that stuff that's coming out, there could be some pollutants. There's different ways that pollution can get into the air. Okay, so trees act like a filter to actually suck some of those pollutants into their leaf system and filter it back out as cleaner air. Isn't that amazing? We love you, trees. That's why I try to hug a tree every time I see one. Well, not every time, but I do love trees. That's one of the reasons why I love them. So let's go over my writing step by step, okay? So right up here, this is my introduction. Okay, we've gone over that a bunch of times on this type of writing. Okay, you want to write an introduction or an introductory sentence. It's what introduction comes from the word introduce, and it introduces to your friends, to your parents, to your whoever this story is for, whoever you're writing it for. It introduces what you're about to write about. Okay, you're about to write about how important trees are, and here are the reasons. Okay, so that's a shorter way of saying introduction is intro. Intro. I'm going to put a period there because that shows that I've abbreviated a word. I've made a longer word shorter and I've put a period there. And I want us to be careful with that because we're in first grade. I want to know that you know how to spell words. So I want you writing out words, but for the purpose of space and time, I'm just going to abbreviate that. Okay, now my first sentence is something I actually found in here. Now this is what you're going to have to do as writers, going through second, all the way up to 12th grade, all the way into college if you choose to go to college. You know, some of the things that you're going to have to do is to read something. That's the first thing. You read about something. And then you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to find information in here, and then you're going to have to write about it. Okay, and there's two things that are really important. First thing is you have to find the information in here. You have to be able to find information. Okay, the second thing is before you write about it, you don't want to just copy what's in here. You don't want to copy it word for word. So I wouldn't write here, you know, for this first example, like let's see, the first example is in here. And, you know, I could have said in my sentence, trees help us breathe, but I did not. I focused in on this area. So you see how I made a 1 there? That's my first sentence. I'll put a 1 here. So I went back and found information that I wanted to write about, or reasons why I think trees are important. Then I found the information here. Okay, and then I took this sentence here, and I'll read it to you. Trees convert carbon dioxide into oxygen and remove certain pollutants from the air. Now I took that sentence and I reworded it in my own words. So if I just read this and somebody asked me about, what did you just read? What was that sentence you just read? Well, if I didn't have this in front of me, I probably wouldn't read it exactly like they wrote it here. I would write it in my own words. So my own words were, trees help make our air cleaner by removing some pollutants from the air. It's still that same information, it's just written in my words. And first grade friends, I know this is going to be challenging. I know it is. But at this point in the year, I do want to challenge you a bit as writers. And I'm sorry I'm not directly standing over you to support you. You're going to have to count on your parents to do that, or you're going to have to be a little more self-sufficient. It means you're just depending on yourself to get this done. Okay, but again, I'm available for help via email. Anybody can email me, show me your work, and I can help you with it. Okay, I don't want to feel like you don't have my support as a teacher. Okay, so that's that first sentence. Now sentence 2. Trees provide food. Okay, now I didn't write trees provide food here. I could have said trees produce food or something like that as part of my sentence, but instead I focused in on this sentence here. Okay, trees provide fruit, nuts, berries, and flowers that feed people, insects, and animals. Now you can see I took that same information and I reworded. I switched around the way some of it is worded. I put some of my own thoughts in there. So I'm going to make this number 2. So they grow fruits, nuts, flowers, and berries that feed living species. I know people are a species. You know, there's different species of animals, right? There are the canine species, which would be like dogs and coyotes and wolves and stuff like that. And then there would be other kinds of species of animals. I'm not going to go over all the species, but I like that word there, like people, insects, and animals. Okay? So that's piece of information number 2 that I found in here, and I made a sentence about it. Your sentences might be different than mine. They might be a little more basic. I would expect that they're a little more basic because you're in first grade, right? And you're just learning how to write sentences and good sentences, and yours are probably going to be a little more basic than mine, and that is totally good. They probably won't be this long. Your sentence might be, they grow nuts, fruits, flowers, and berries, period. That's okay. That's a good sentence. That's what I'm looking for. That you can go in and find information from here and take it and summarize it into something that is clear, that trees are important to us for these reasons. You're listing the reasons why they're important, and then we'll get to your conclusion sentence next. Okay, it doesn't have to be this long. I don't want you to get hung up on that. It doesn't. Okay, my example is like that. My example is a teacher example. So mine might look little different than yours. Okay, and let's go to finally, point number 3. And I would recommend that you have 2 to 3 points in this area here. I'm going to have 3. You could have 2. But I do want you to have an introductory sentence, and I do want you to have an conclusion sentence. So that's 1 sentence. I want you to have a minimum of 2, at least 2 sentences here, and then this sentence right here. So the shortest your writing piece would be 4 sentences. 4. Okay? Got it. All right, so let's see. Let me get to that final thought that I wrote down here. Boy, some days you can get these paper. Some people lick their fingers and go, and like put their wet, and oh my God, I could never do that. That doesn't seem sanitary. It doesn't seem healthy, and I don't want to do it. So I'm going to fight with my paper to, oh, here it is. Oh wait, that's not it. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Give me a second here. Okay, here it is. Okay, ready? Trees provide shelter. Now, that could have been part of my sentence here. Actually it is. Trees provide shelter and homes for humans, insects, and animals. Okay, and you see right here, that was worded differently. Trees are homes to a wide variety of animals and sometimes people. Okay, so yeah, there are cultures in our world, there are people in our world who actually might live in some types of tree houses. There are tribes in the Amazon, in Brazil, that live out in the dense jungle. And to stay safe, especially at night from all the critters that like to crawl along the jungle floor, and some of them can be dangerous, they might sleep in the tree house, in some kind of house or something made inside, like up in the tree. So there are people who still live in trees. Okay, so they do provide shelter, certainly for animals. I mean, woodpeckers may live up there. Squirrels, I know, live inside, hollowed out parts of trees. Other birds live in trees, of course. So, that could be information that you could add. Like, trees are a home to a wide variety of animals, such as birds and woodpeckers. You see, you could use your prior knowledge even to write on this subject. So don't feel like you're locked into this. Don't feel like just because it says it here, because it doesn't say it here, like it's showing a woodpecker. It's not saying woodpecker, but it's showing it. So you could talk about woodpeckers. You could talk about different types of birds. I don't want to limit you to just this. Yeah, we're summarizing this, but you're talking about birds here. You can certainly mention birds you know about that live in trees. That's totally fine. That would be great, actually, if you did that. Because good writers use their prior knowledge about stuff. So you may have gone for a walk with one of your family members yesterday, and you saw a cardinal in a tree, those red birds with the yellow beaks. Now you're using prior knowledge and saying, I bet you that cardinal lives in this tree or another tree over here, but certainly they live in trees, right, in nests and stuff. So you could have used your prior knowledge that you had because you went on a walk and you saw the cardinal to know that, yeah, cardinals are one of those birds that live in trees too. So you could write about that too. Okay? And then finally, so that was sentence number 3. And then finally, here's my conclusion. And the thing that, let me explain something real quick. I'm going to write the word conclusion. And conclusion means to conclude. To conclude, the word conclude means to end. Okay? So a conclusion is an ending. But I'll tell you why it's important, and I'll tell you why a conclusion and an intro are important. Let's go over the intro first. Ready? An intro is important because it tells your writers what you're about to write about. Okay? It says, this is what I'm going to write about. And then you write about it, and then after you write about it, you say, this is what I just wrote about. Okay? So this is talking about this. Like all these right here are all reasons, okay, why trees are important. Okay, and the main idea of what you're writing here today is that trees are important. Okay, that's the main idea. And then these up here are the reasons why trees are important. And you're going to put that, something like that, in your conclusion, your ending sentence. But what a conclusion also does is it lets your readers know that you're done. I'm done. You just take your marker and you just, it's like dropping the mic. Like you're done talking, you just go, boop, I'm done. Okay? It's our way of knowing that you're done, your readers knowing that you're done with your writing. Okay? It's my way of knowing that you're done with your writing. And you'll notice I have good punctuation here, period, 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 period. Okay, no doubt about it. If you want to get involved in indenting, we've gone over that a bit. But you don't have to, like for this piece. And you'll have to decide whether we're going to do a final version of this piece. We might. Let me think on that a little bit. But certainly you can cross stuff out on this as you're writing it. You can make little arrows and say, ooh, I forgot that word. I want to stick it in here. Let's do that. Because as writers, I want you to get used to that. I'm seeing this video is 16 minutes, which is really long. And I know you're used to maybe hearing me talk about this long before doing a lesson, but not much longer than this. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. But again, if you have any questions at all, if you want me to hop on a Zoom today, I'm happy to do it. Just have your parents send me an email. If you need a writer's conference with me, we could set something like that up. And I'll also take a photo of this and I'll include it in the email. And I'm so sorry, parents. I am like hoping and I believe that this is going to work. I've done this video twice and I've tried to upload it to YouTube. I thought maybe it was the video and it wasn't working. I'm thinking it's a problem with YouTube, but I think this is going to be okay. And I think I'm going to be able to get this up. But I do apologize. This is coming a little late today. I was literally up till 1:30 last night or 1 a.m. trying to figure this out, and I couldn't get it figured out. But again, the video is over 17 minutes. This has been Mr. Scott talking for 17 minutes, and it's a little too long probably. I don't know, unless you enjoy hearing me talk. I don't know. I enjoy hearing me talk, I think, which is one of the reasons why I'm a teacher. But I hope you enjoy hearing me talk too, and I hope this lesson was really clear. But again, any questions, just let me know. All right, happy writing. Enjoy science. We're going to do a lot more with trees. We're going to get outside and do stuff with trees too. So don't worry, it's not just about writing and reading stuff. We're going to get outside and do stuff with trees too. All right, take care. See you soon.